I don't know. Wasn't me.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of New Westminster. Woohoo! I'm so excited to welcome Peter Williams back as our musician. You're like a fan favorite.
Just a minute. Peter Williams? You're right.
Let's see what else he can remember today.
What's that? Pardon me?
You're joking today.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
Peter always is joking.
Where am I?
Would everyone please stand if you're able, and we're going to start with our opening song, Here Comes the Sun.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes.
I hate to say it, but all I want to do is keep singing. Thank you, Peter, and welcome everyone to Unity of New Westminster. It is lovely to see you all here on this summer weekend. Thank you all for being here. I am Reverend Rhona Segarra, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all here today. It is my pleasure to be the person standing here and looking at all of your beautiful faces every week. And if you are joining us for the very first time, welcome. If you are joining us and have been here before, welcome back. And if you are watching us online, either live or in the future sometime, then hello and welcome from all of us here in beautiful British Columbia. If you can, sometime, come and visit us. We'd love to see you. We meet every week to consider ideas for full and abundant living. We do draw on the teachings of Jesus, who we consider our primary way shower and example. And we honor that there is wisdom to be found in faith traditions all over the planet. There's wisdom to be found in song and in story and in our life experiences and in movies and when looking at children and everywhere if we choose to see it. We embrace and welcome and honor every person's right to choose their own life path. All are welcome here. All are worthy here. All are celebrated here. And our dream for you is that you leave here with ideas that empower you to have a life that is calm, connected, and contented. Let us begin the service today in a time of centering prayer. We begin with gratitude. Gratitude that we can be here today on the traditional and unceded territory of the Kakite First Nation. Grateful that we can join together to laugh, to sing, to consider new ideas, and to connect with one another. We embrace the idea that there is only one power, that power understood by many names and honored in many ways. Some call that power God, others Allah, others Yahweh, Mother Nature, universe, quantum, the force, creator, Gaia. By whatever name we may have for the understanding of the creative energy in which we live and breathe and have our being, we embrace that it is one power. And that there is no place that power is not, including us. We are all connected in the one power. We are one. And it is from this awareness of our connection, of our oneness, that we intend a blessing for love, for peace, for healing to every person on this planet. We intend a blessing for peace and love to people who are suffering from war, from fire, flood, hunger, issues of health, issues in relationships. We extend a blessing of love for those who celebrate, that we celebrate with them. And it is this blessing, this power that we have to intend that is called prayer. This prayer that we have is powerful. It makes a difference because in our oneness we uplift with prayer. And for this power to pray and for this awareness of our connection to one another, we give thanks. We are so grateful. And so it is. Amen. I'm going to invite Grant to come and read the daily word for us.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Good morning. Last minute replacement here, but all ready to go. Yes, my name is Grant, and I will be reading the daily word. Where is it here? Possibilities. I open my mind to limitless possibilities. There are limits to what my mind can imagine. I may find a challenge too big to overcome or too complex to work through. In the past, I might have avoided such challenges, but today I turn within for guidance. Within my inner sanctuary, I find infinite possibilities. For God, nothing is or ever could be possible. As a spiritual being, I open my mind so these possibilities can enter my imagination. With my spiritual sight, I begin to apprehend what is possible. I emerge from my prayer time filled with inspiration and clarity, ready to take the steps necessary to make my vision a reality. I return again and again to the limitless field of infinite potential, where I can claim divine ideas and know the presence and power of God is in and through all things. The reading was inspired by Luke chapter 1, verse 37, "For nothing will be impossible with God."
Have it cold. You try to live by and so become yourself 'cause the past is just a goodbye. Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by. Feed them on your dreams, the one that picks, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry. So just look at them inside and know they love you. And you of tender years can know the fears that your elders grew by, and help them with your youth. They speak the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well, their children's hell will slowly go by. And feed them on your dreams, the one they picks, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why, if they told you you would cry. So just look at them inside and know they love you. And know they love you.
Thank you. As we prepare ourselves to hear today's message, I invite you to close your eyes with me if that feels comfortable for you, as we move into a time of meditation. As you close your eyes, become aware of your breath. If it helps, breathe a little bit more deeply. But most importantly, just notice your breath. Notice the out and the in. The out and the in. The rhythm of cleansing and renewal, of ebb and flow, of ups and downs. And feel comforted by that rhythm. And take a moment to give thanks for your breath. For your gift of life. Then as you breathe, notice any part of your body that is feeling tense. And imagine that breath touching that part of your body and reassuring it that all is in order. With every breath, allow your body to sink deeper into your seat, into the floor, until your body appears not to be working at all. You'll notice that your mind continues to think. And rather than try to stop that, just notice it. And take a moment to give thanks for your thoughts and for your mind. Reassure your mind that you'll be back, that you got this. As you sink deeper into your body. And imagine now that you are breathing from your heart, from this quiet place within you. It sinks beneath your thoughts. And imagine that somewhere near your heart you have a little room. And you swing wide that door. And inside that room is a place of rest, a place of comfort, a place that seems eternally welcoming. And as you enter that place, you feel peace filling your body, reassuring your mind. Take a moment to rest in that place. And know that this place is always available to you. When it seems like the world is filled with turmoil, when you are faced with a challenge, breathe. Sink beneath your mind. And swing wide the door to eternal wisdom. And now, as we hear beautiful music, realize that door never needs to be closed. It's longing to remain open. It's longing to infuse you and the world with its beauty, with its comfort, with its light and its warmth. And where you can, as long as you can, return to that door and make sure it remains open. So we can see the wonderful world we live in.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? Turn to somebody, shake their hand, and say, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you. Now I'm all verklempt over here. No, it's probably not new. Yeah. Wear my heart on my sleeve, unapologetically. I hope you all do the same. So summer is here, and I hope you're all enjoying the gardens and the smell of summer and seeing the flowers. I did a wedding yesterday at Van Dusen Gardens and wandered around the gardens afterwards. And if you have never been to Van Dusen Gardens in Vancouver, it is a beautiful experience. The thing I really like about it is that it's not overly manicured. Like, it just looks like wildflowers blooming, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it got me thinking a little bit about how we garden. And what do people do to make these beautiful flowers grow? I mean, it looks like nothing's been tended because everything looks so natural. But you know that behind the scenes, there is people going around making sure that there are no unwanted weeds. And then they're making sure, excuse me, water. Making sure that the plants are seeded, they're in the right place. And then they're properly watered. And so we get this blaze of color and fragrance and small, medium, and large. And what do they call it for baskets? Can I get it wrong now? But the things that go up, they got a name for, like, if you're doing a basket. It's like the filler, the dripper, and the spiller or something. Spiller, filler, and something else. Anyway. But they're all, it's actually really artistic. It didn't happen by accident. And yet, it just looks magnificent in its natural beauty. And could that possibly be a metaphor for life? Because I'm going to go there with looking at these things, and then how can we apply this to our life? What if our life was like a garden, and every day we have the opportunity to tend our garden, to look at what we weed, to look at what we seed, and to look at what we feed. Every day we have this opportunity to tend our garden. What would ours look like? Well, Jesus told a parable. It's called the parable of the sower, and it's found in Luke chapter 8. And it goes like this. He says, starting at verse 5, a sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell on the path and was trampled on, and the birds of the air ate it up. Some fell on the rock, and as it grew up, it withered for lack of moisture. Some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew with it and choked it. Some fell into good soil, and when it grew, it produced 100-fold. And as Jesus said this, he called out, "Let anyone with ears to hear listen." The disciples, sometimes I don't think they were all that smart, just saying. Because they asked him what it meant. And this is what he said. To you, it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of God, but to others I speak in parables, so that looking they may not perceive, and listening they may not understand. But here is the parable. The seed is the word of God. The ones on the path are those who have heard, and the devil comes and takes away the word from their hearts, so that they may not believe and be saved. The ones on the rock are those who, when they hear the word, receive it with joy, but they have no root. They believe only for a while, and then in a time of testing, they fall away. As for what fell among the thorns, these are the ones who hear, but as they go on their way, they are choked by the cares and riches and pleasures of life, and their fruit does not mature. But as for that in the good soil, these are the ones who, when they hear the word, hold it fast in an honest and good heart, and bear fruit with patient endurance. Can you see yourself as a seed? Have you ever been any one of those? The one that somebody, you see the seed, and then some devil comes along and says, that's not for you, and so you don't eat it. It doesn't grow. Or the one on the rock, who, when they hear the word, they receive it, and they're super excited. Ever been that? And then the S hits the fan, and all of a sudden, that great idea gets turned away from, and you fall back to your old habits, patterns. We've all done that. And then the thorns, they're the ones who hear, and they're passionate, and they think, yes, this is what I'm going to do. This is for me. And then life gets in the way, and all of that enthusiasm is drained away. But the good soil, that's where we bear fruit 100-fold. What does that mean? What can that mean for us? This little parable in light of this idea of weeding, seeding, and feeding our garden of life. Well, let's look at those three ideas. Weeding, seeding, feeding. These are the things that will create the good soil so that we don't get distracted, so that we don't allow someone to come and say, this is not for you, so that we don't allow the busyness of life to choke away our potential. The first thing we want to look at, if I can get this to work, is to weed. Notice in my meditation today, I suggested that you notice your out breath first and then your in breath, which is not our typical way of doing things. Typically, we'll say, notice your in breath and then your out breath. But you can take something in, and if there's no space for it, it's not going to be able to seed properly. And so if you look at your gardens, whether you have a small little patio garden, whether it's a potted plant, or whether you have acres and acres of garden, the same thing holds true, that we begin by preparing the soil and getting rid of the things that will not serve those seeds well. And one of the ways that we do this is by using something simple, like what Marie Kondo did in a movement that happened like 5 years ago, where she was talking about the life-changing magic of tidying up. And she was talking about physical space, but the same is true for mental and emotional space as well. And the question that she asked was just so simple that it was almost like, how can it be so easy? The question she asked was, when you look at something, does it spark joy? And in the external, that was easy, although I don't know about you, but that's me. I could have taken this of my closet and my desk. And I promised myself, after reading her book 5-6 years ago, that I was going to do this, that I was not going to have a situation that looks this busy. And it worked for a little while, but then I look at everything, I'm like, well, I like that, and I like that, and I like that it all sparks joy. But what's true is that what isn't joyful is going and trying to find anything in that disaster. So it doesn't really spark joy. So why is it important to weed the external, like the actual physical stuff? For some, it may honestly not matter. But I know that when I walk into a show home where everything is in its place, I think, oh, I'd love to live here. Why? Because there's something about having open space that actually can calm you down. It feels good. This is in our power to do. To get rid of the stuff that no longer serves us. But what's even more powerful, this, by the way, is almost like I would say a backdoor way of helping yourself to declutter in your brain as well. Start with the outer stuff. It feels great. It becomes sort of an energizing thing. And it will help with the next part. Which, Glenn, you may have to hit the button for me, please. Which is to weed the internal. Ew. There are things, beliefs, attitudes, judgments that we hold that clutter our inner world. And as long as we're holding that ball of stuff, nothing can come in. I may have told you, I used to dance flamenco. I used to teach. My sister is a flamenco teacher, and I was a student. And I remember noticing that one of my classmates, and at times it was me as well, would have a hard time getting a step. That's not easy, you've got head and feet and arms, and everything's supposed to work together, and sometimes that just does not happen. And Chris is smiling at me. She also dances, so she can relate. And the more I told myself, I'm never going to get this clutter, the less likely it was that I was going to actually be able to receive what Jill was teaching. So somehow or another, I needed to put down the weed that was not serving me, that was essentially stopping anything good from coming in. Put it down, put it on the back burner, let it just kind of have a separate place so that I could get the step in. That's what I'm talking about. There's a story that is told about two monks who are walking along a road somewhere. And they come across a woman who is crying in, some say, like in a bridal gown. And she's supposed to get over to the other side, and the bridge has broken or something. It's a story. Go with it. And she can't get over to the other side, so she can't get married. And these two monks are like, wow, that's really, really sad. And one of them says, hop on my back. I will carry you across the water. And the other monk is horrified because they are not supposed to have any sort of interaction with people of the opposite gender. Nonetheless, they get over to the other side of the river. The monk who's carrying the woman puts her down gently on the riverbed, and off she goes to her wedding, and off they continue on their road, on their journey. And as they walk, hour after hour, getting to their journey, the man who was not carrying the woman is getting more and more and more upset. And finally, he can't stand it anymore, and he turns to his fellow monk and he says, "How could you do that? You broke the rules. You're not supposed to have any interaction with a woman. Even helping her to her wedding, it's not okay." To which the monk who carried her said, "I put that woman down hours ago on the riverbank. You've been carrying her ever since." What are some of the things that you've been carrying that no longer serve you, that you could leave at the riverbank? It may be something to do with a childhood experience or a parent experience or a work experience or a relationship experience. If it's done, put it down at the riverbank. As my friend Martha says, if the horse is dead, get off it. But sometimes we carry these things so much. Weed it out of your life. It no longer serves you. Then we move to instead. Again, Glenn, if you could, please. Let's move to seeding. When we've weeded, we've cleared a space for new possibilities to come in. And that can be super exciting. And what does it look like? Because it can also be kind of scary, like, what am I going to put in here? Well, think of your seeds as examples, as your words. So what are you going to seed? Glenn, would you move to the next slide, please? Thank you. It's almost as if our word is our wand. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, said that every thought is a seed and brings forth after its kind. What if every time you speak, every time you think, you are planting a seed? Because you kind of are. Why? Because you are an energetic being, and your thoughts have energy. And they actually have formative energy, so don't think thoughts that you don't like. And sure, there are times when stuff's going to happen, and there are going to be things that are painful, hurtful, angry-making, impatient-making. Great. Be with them for a while and then turn the channel. Notice them, then turn the channel. Put it down at the riverbank. So here are some things that I thought about when it comes to seeds. The first is that we cannot plant an oak tree seed, an acorn, and expect an apple tree to grow. We can't expect a dog to meow or a cat to bark. Likewise, we cannot expect peace to happen when we are thinking warlike thoughts. If we want peace to happen, let's think in terms of peace rather than in terms of war. We can't sow seeds of war and expect peace to grow. And we have seen it all over the planet. More now, it seems, than in any other time in my life. It's not the same as standing up for peace. But don't do it as a war. The other thing about seeds is, if we are the seed, then one seed, cannot make another seed change who it is. If I'm an acorn, I can't make someone else who is an apple seed become an acorn seed. But oh my gosh, do we not do that all the time? Where we want other people to be like mini-me's of who we expect them to be, rather than who they are. Instead of one seed, when we know that one seed cannot change another seed, then we will do the wise and intelligent thing, which is to focus on our own growth, our own seedness. And if we can be the very best little seedling we can be, then we will grow taller. And in growing taller, we give the other seeds space to grow into who they are meant to be. And here are some of the words that we can use for this. One is, do I spark joy in what I'm saying, in how I'm showing up, in the attitude that I have when I walk into a room, when I wake up in the morning, when I'm going through my day and standing at that grocery store lineup and tick-tock, my time is valuable. Do I spark joy? My dad was the best at that I've ever seen. He would pull up at the border crossing, and he actually did this. He told the border crossing guard that he would have a cheeseburger and fries, please. And the guy just laughed because it was so outrageous. He would tell waitresses that he would like a watermelon sandwich and see them go like, what are you talking about? But it did that. It got a laugh. It sparked joy. In everything you do, in your words, your actions, do you seed joy? Do you seed joy for others? Do you let good things grow for other people? We have Christopher Robin with Winnie the Pooh at the time when they're going to be parting ways. Promise me you'll always remember that you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Can you sow seeds of inspiration and kindness and love to the little ones and the not so little ones in your life? Weed out mean, controlling, judgmental gossip. Speak only things that will nurture that seed. And that is true when you speak to yourself. The harshest critic you will ever have is the critic in you. Promise yourself that you are braver than you believe, that you are stronger than you seem and that you are smarter than you think. And then to Jesus' point about not taking care of the seed and then having it wither away at the first sign of something going wrong, if we don't nurture and feed our seeds, the same thing is going to happen. We're going to fall back into our old patterns. Let's be okay with that and move towards building a more beautiful garden. It can be challenging because it doesn't always happen immediately. Just like in that story, that parable, the desert, the dryness, the lack of moisture, of nurturing, of any idea is going to cause it to die off. So what are the things that you could do to nurture your seed? Catch yourself doing something good. You may do one thing out of 10 times and do one of them well, 9 of them horribly. What do we normally remember? The 9. How do we make it grow? We focus on the 1 and make it better and celebrate that 1, because maybe next time it'll be 2 until eventually the seed takes hold. So, while you're waiting, manage the weeding. Notice the thoughts that come back in. Give yourself seed food. The seed food of, you're doing okay. You did that great. Just like we do with the 2-year-old toddlers, right? They may fall down 9 times, but the one time that they stand up, we all clap. We don't say, oh, you fell down 9 times. We clap because they did it right once. When did that change? It's how we learn. Catch yourself, catch them doing something right, and oh my gosh, make it into something big. Remember to look to the light. Remember to look to lightness and let the good things grow. Keep the best. Turn away from the rest. This is the way that you weed, seed, and feed your garden of life. I bless you all so much.
Daydream. Anybody daydreaming today? Not now, but before, after. I daydream a lot, and actually this is one of my favorite songs, so I'm glad Rhona picked this one.
What a day for a daydream. What a day for a daydreaming boy. And I'm lost in a daydream, dreaming about my bundle of joy. And even if time ain't really on my side, it's one of those days for taking a walk outside. I'm blowing the day to take a walk in the sun and falling my face in somebody's new mowed lawn. I've been having a sweet dream been dreaming since I woke up today. It's starring me and my sweet thing, 'cause she's the one that makes me feel this way. And even if time is passing me by a lot, I couldn't care less about the dues you say I got. Tomorrow I pay the dues for dropping my load, a pie in the face for being a sleepy bull toad. What a day for a daydream. What a day for a daydreaming boy. And I'm lost in a daydream, dreaming about my bundle of joy. And you can be sure that if you're feeling right, a daydream will last long into the night. Tomorrow at breakfast you may pick up your ears, or you may be daydreaming for 1,000 years. What a day for a daydream. What a day for a daydream. What a day for a daydream.
Thank you.
All right. Last minute replacement part 2. Came in here this morning not doing anything, and well, gone from one to the other. Both is good. But I'll be mostly sticking to the script today, so you get to avoid most of my wisecracks and antics today. Probably. So due to some scheduling conflicts and challenges, well, you know, if there was no clue that it was summertime, this will tell you right here and now. Scheduling conflicts in summertime. We're moving the meditation times. This week, meditation will be on Wednesday night, 6:30 on Zoom. We check in with each other, we enjoy a guided meditation, and we acknowledge and uplift each person as we read the names of the people on the prayer list. To add someone to the prayer list, please fill out a prayer request slip with the person's name on it and the initial of the last name. Then place it into the offering basket when it goes around. You can also send us an email or submit a prayer request on our website or app. Also, buy a t-shirt, $30, and celebrate Unity of New Westminster. Talk to Lyle. He's preparing the custom t-shirt. If you're interested, see him about sizes and everything else. If we get a big enough order, we will have a bulk order and hopefully get a discounted price. We are definitely encouraging people buying one. Imagine how nice it will look at the New West Pride or any other events that we might have here at Unity. It actually reminds me of these Unity shirts. Back in the day, went to Unity Village once for a youth conference, and the theme actually that year was Unity. So we all had shirts that had Unity on it, and recently came across some old photos with that. And we're all wearing our shirts for the events. They would always do that for pictures and stuff like that, and it really brings up the spirit. You know, you feel like a team jersey or something. You know, you're all wearing it, and you know, it really shows some spirit and some unity among people. No pun intended, or pun intended, your choice. But it's definitely an uplifting feeling, and imagine what that's like, you know, when you're wearing that and it sends a message. Always love doing that. All right, Unity of New Westminster is fully supported, and we are grateful for your gifts, which supports our being here. Many contribute with free pre-authorized payments, which are especially helpful for our budgeting. If you are not placing anything in the contribution basket today, please just bless it silently when it comes by you and pass it along. For our online viewers, you'll find a donation link in the description of the recording. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe. You hear that all the time on YouTube, and we are continuing to grow, so let's keep it going. So give freely from a place of abundance and gratitude. We're blessed. Thank you very much.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Oops. That's what happens when you get older. I love this place.
Hey. That is an example of gratitude, where the song ended, but you weren't done singing. How awesome is that? Yay. Thank you all so much for being here. Peter, thank you for being here. Welcome back. It's been so long, and let's not make it so long next time. I know he's a very busy person because he's so talented, because he's the piano man. So great. And thank you to Glenn, Valerie, to Gisela, Grant, thank you so much. To Lyle and Cliff, who are somewhere making coffee and doing gardening and all sorts of things in the background. And thank you to all of you for being here. I hope you take this idea to heart. As you leave today, we have a bag of seeds for each one of you, if you care to take one. Remember, before you begin to put those seeds down, weed first, then feed, then seed, then feed. Also, one of the things that I would like us to do is, have you ever heard the term deepening your bench? It's basically an idea from sports where if a person isn't available because they get sick or they harm themselves or they are injured or something, that there is a backup. And I would like us to deepen our bench in various parts of our community. So I would like us to have a couple more people to be trained in audio-visual, a couple more people to be trained in working in the kitchen. I would like it so that there are more people invested in helping to set up and take things down every week. So some of it we've already got really well established, like who's going to do the daily word and who's going to do announcements and who the ushers and so on are. So building on what we already know works and is flexible nonetheless, as we saw today. My little mind goes to creating a little worksheet. So I'm going to put this down in the fellowship hall. It's for asking each of us, or asking you to consider committing to 1 week a month to either set up tables or help to take down tables and kind of clean up afterwards, or help in the kitchen once a month. So there's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and occasionally there's a week 5 in the month as well. So please, it would be lovely if you only fill in one. Many hands make light work. And right now, it feels like there are a few hands who are feeling the pressure of needing to be here because there's no one else in the background to help. And I don't want that. I want people to be able to come here every Sunday, not just to do audio-visual, but also to sit and enjoy a service. And the only way that'll happen is if more of us combine to make that happen. So, lecture over, mom's done, and it's a sincere request. We're a community. What's that? Oh.
Clear my throat.
That's what Dad.
Why would I do that?
It's a typical dad response, I would have to say. All right, let's stand and sing our peace song and our prayer for protection song. I hope you all have a lovely week, and thank you for being here. Seed well.
And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator, family all we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
I am the light of God, I am the love of God, I am the power of God, I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. I am the light of God, I am the love of God, I am the power of God, I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. You are the light of God, you are the love of God, you are the power of God, you are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. You are the light of God, you are the love of God, you are the power of God, you are the presence of God. Wherever you are, God is. We are the light of God, we are the love of God, we are the power of God, we are the presence of God.